What's up, guys? Versatile Element here, and it's just a funny thought I've been having for the past several months. That I used to be a bigger console gamer than on PC, and even to this day, I am still a big PlayStation fan. But there was a time throughout my life, most of my life, that I've been considered I consider myself more of a console gamer than PC. But nowadays, I've been gaming a lot more frequently on PC than on my PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 3, which all ties into the topic for this video, which I never thought I'd be able to get to until now, my history with PC gaming, which starts off sometime around the early 2000s. I don't know about you and how if it was a typical thing back in the 90s and early 2000s, but at least with my family, my household, my family used to just have one desktop PC for everybody to use for work or school and such. But yeah, it's one of those early trying to remember what that PC looked like. It was one of those older PCs, beige PC with from the 90s, early 2000s. I don't think you can even look up the brand for this specific PC. It was something quality, which something quality. I think it was called Great Quality. Again, you can try looking it up on Google, but I don't think you can find that brand anymore. It wasn't anything like Compaq or Dell, but Great Quality. But anyways, early memories in with having a PC gaming around, which what it wasn't even a lot of mainstream PC games. It was more early educational PC games as well as some flash games, but specifically early educational PC games, which a few of them come up into mind. One of them was some kind of a Winnie the Pooh educational game. I don't remember the exact one, but it was some kind of Winnie the Pooh educational game. Just remember seeing the Disney Interactive logo before the main menu. But anyways, there's that game, as well as two other games that come into mind that I used to play a lot. Dinosaur Adventure 3D, because as a little kid, I was big into dinosaurs back then with Jurassic Park, and if you still remember this old Disney movie, live action Disney movie, Dinosaur, Aladar the Iguanodon. You know what? If you don't know that game, I mean that movie, if you've been to Disney World Animal Kingdom, I believe to this day that ride from Dinosaur is still around. A ride from like 1999 or so, still around to this day. But anyways, a big part of my early childhood being big into dinosaurs. And another educational PC game, a construction game called Caterpillar Construction Zone, if I can say this right. And just like with Dinosaur 3D, the early 2000s was a time when PC games used to be put on physical discs and the jewel cases. I just remember controlling a lot of the in-game construction equipment, whether it's like a cement truck, dump truck, drilling holes into the ground, or like excavating and such. And speaking of that, the Construction Zone game, I actually used to have this special controller that used to clamp on top of the keyboard that resembles the real controls of an actual construction vehicle. But there was also, other than that, there was also I don't remember this too much, but there was another PC game I remember. There's some kind of Berenstain Bears game, which one of the only things I remember about that game is the characters being at the beach. But other than that, that's how far my memory goes with like the Berenstain Bears game that I may have had back then, and just with some of the early educational PC games of the time. But even back then, I didn't get game on PC more mainstream, if that makes any sense. I didn't have that many mainstream PC games, non-educational, non-online flash games, but one of them that I remember having, which was back in 2003, or maybe it was even 2004 when I got it from Best Buy, was one of my biggest childhood was, how should I say it, the childhood franchises I've been into growing up was Bionicle, Lego Bionicle with Bionicle the Game. which is very nostalgic looking back on from the title and even looking up some videos and how the graphics looked like. But Bionicle the game, as much as nostalgic as it is looking back into it, in reality it was a very rushed. It was a rushed game because back in 2003, the fall of 2003, Bionicle the game, Bionicle Mask of Light the movie, the start of the would become a four movie direct to DVD series, direct to home video series. Bionicle Mask of Light was coming out, and the publisher of Bionicle the game at the time, Electronic Arts, did rush the game in order so that it could be released alongside or right before the direct to home video movie, which this game, without getting into too much detail into Lego Bionicle lore, it was based on the 2001 to 2003 Bionicle storylines. But yeah, the way that this game works was that there's basically six levels for the Toamata heroes, the Toamata, six levels of the Toa Nuva when they transformed, and then a level for the seventh Toa, Taka Nuva, the Toa of Light, which in game actually had a typo that was left inside, Takua Nuva. There's supposed to be 13 levels across the console and PC version of this game, but then the game was rushed, and a lot of content, a lot of levels were cut out at the time. So like Toa Tahu, the red Toa of Fire, had his level, and then Kopaka, the white Toa of Ice, and then skip the other four Toamata, go into all six Toa Nuva except for Toa Kopaka. Once again, he was the only Toa Nuva to lose his Toa Nuva level, and then still have Takanuva and at the end, which I would get the Bionicle the game, the Game Boy Advance version years later. But even that version was more complete than the console and PC versions because it had all six levels for the Toamata and then all six levels for the Toa Nuva. At least for the PC version of Bionicle the game, it was a special case because at that time with Intel Pentium, which looking back seemed like Intel Pentium was the Intel Core processors for the 90s or at least early 2000s, was once specifically coded to run on Intel Pentium. And that meant that if you tried to play Bionicle the game on any newer computer with any newer processor, it'll be running with a very fast and sporadic type of speed. Hard to explain, but you just have to do it yourself if it's just to get the better idea. But anyways, Bionicle the game, big part of my PC gaming childhood, and even into before and after Christmas 2006, into the spring of 2007. Around that time, playing a lot of online flash games from the Lego and Bionicle website, Hasbro.com, with stuff like Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Super Soldier, Transformers, and so on. Especially like 2005 and 2007 with the Revenge of the Sith toys and Michael Bay Transformers coming out, and even more with Disney, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and so on. But of course, during Christmas 2006 and spring of 2007, I also had another Bionicle video game, Bionicle Heroes, which was made by the same people as Lego Star Wars and all the other Lego games, Eidos and Trevor Tales games. I didn't even get to actually play Bionicle Heroes during Christmas of 2006 because my family's old desktop PC, even though may have had also DVD-ROM as well as CD-ROM drives. The graphics card wasn't cut out for a 2006 game. It was like missing pixel shader version 1.1 or something like that. But it wasn't until the spring of 2007 that I was able to play Bionicle Heroes on my family's PC. After my family got to upgrade the PC with an actual graphics card, some kind of old NVIDIA GeForce graphics card that I think I still have lying around in my house. Even around Christmas 2006, I also got the Lego, the Game Boy Advance version, which was a top-down sort of isometric 2D shooter, different from the console and PC versions. And even Bionicle Heroes got a late port on the Nintendo Wii, and this was around the time when the PlayStation 3, the game wasn't even released on PlayStation 3, partly probably due to when the PlayStation 3 was considered very difficult for game developers to make games on. Again, the Nintendo Wii version of Bionicle Heroes was released in spring of 2007. But even around this time, I also got into some other demos I've downloaded for PC games, like Transformers the game, which I would get the full version around 2008 or so, and even the demo for the TMNT 2007 game. And sadly, eventually, my family's original desktop PC would die out one day, where it would turn off by itself, or it just wouldn't power on at all, no matter how much we tried to power the PC on, the desktop PC on. And even before then, around 2008, still, we had to make a couple of changes to the desktop PC, where had to replace the monitor, the original CRT monitor, and replace the original keyboard because the monitor at first, with the CRT monitor, it was one time when I was playing some Lego Flash games online, where I noticed that at random times the monitor would keep on flickering and even making some noise as it was flickering, which was basically its way of saying that, oh, the monitor is about to die out. So we had to replace it with a newer Acer monitor. And with the keyboard, I accidentally spilled water on the original keyboard, so that's when we had to upgrade or buy a newer keyboard, which was this giant Microsoft ergonomic keyboard. And into the 2010s, early 2010s, 2010, 2011, 2012, you could call this the pre-modern era of my history with PC gaming. This was when I was starting to look up gaming PCs, looking up the parts and making like mock lists of different gaming PC builds, which I don't remember exactly what got me curious about it. And among the other accessories I was looking up for PC gaming was like the PC cases, whether it's Thermaltake or Rosewell or Lian Li, which were they around back around 2010 and 2011. And but anyways, as well as this specific brand, which I don't know if Thermaltake made it or if somebody else made it, but HAF. Like I remember looking up a HAF 912 PC case, and into the mid 2010s, around 2014, 2015, and even 2016, I was slowly getting into more modern, more regular PC gaming. By this time, by 2015, really, I got my now older HP gaming laptop. Not a gaming brand laptop, but like HP laptop that does have some PC gaming compatibilities or capabilities, I should say. Excuse me. Where I would not only get into Steam and Origin, but also with looking up, trying to learn how to use Unreal Engine and looking up how video games are made, whether it's like the Naughty Dog engine, the Cry engine, Unity 3D, again, Unreal Engine, which I think it was Unreal Engine 3 at the time, not yet Unreal Engine 4. But also with talking about Steam and Origin, I remember, I don't think it's that common anymore, if it's still being done at all, that Origin had some timed demo trials for some games, including a couple of games in particular, Battlefield 4 and Titanfall 2, whether it was like a 2-day trial or a 7-day trial or 1 week. Which I remember with Battlefield 4, I almost played the entire game again even during like a demo trial of the full game. I almost played the entire game from start to finish. And with the original Titanfall 1, if I said Titanfall 2, then I meant the original Titanfall 1, which was multiplayer only. It may have had like a online multiplayer campaign, but it wasn't a true offline single player campaign. Played it for a little bit, but other than that, didn't really get into the Titanfall franchise, which was just one game before Titanfall 2 in 2016. And into 2017, still with my older HP gaming laptop. And I was able to finally make this YouTube channel in the summer of 2017 and make my first upload on this channel in October of 2017, October 29, I believe, from the top of my head, which is a little over a week from now of my channel's 5th anniversary of the first upload. So if you want to see my original YouTube videos from 5 years ago almost, you can easily look it up on this channel. And finally, into the summer of 2021, which was only last year, I finally got my new desktop gaming PC, which I will have on screen right now, a pre-built HP Pavillion gaming PC. And ever since then, I made some upgrades to the parts that it came with, such as doubling the RAM from 8 to 16 gigabytes and adding a 2 terabyte hard drive from Seagate, as well as upgrading from Windows 10 to Windows 11. Sometime in the future, I would like to make newer upgrades to the graphics card and the CPU, such as going from Intel Core i5 to i7. Maybe even AMD Ryzen 7, but I'm more familiar with Intel, as well as upgrading the graphics card to whatever newer NVIDIA GeForce graphics card, GTX this, or maybe even RTX that, and even upgrading the power supply if needed. Although with this this pre-built gaming PC, because it's pre-built, it's to my knowledge that the PC's parts are maybe more proprietary, like with the motherboard and the power supply, that you may not be able to just get any power supply for this pre-built PC specifically. But other than these PC specs, I've been using this desktop PC ever since for over a year, almost a year and a half, maybe. And I've been able to play games on higher settings compared to my gaming PC for my gaming laptop, where on my gaming laptop most games would run at best medium 720p for smoother frames, while this PC can run more games at high to ultra settings at 1080p, which means smoother gameplay, smoother live streams, as you've noticed. And this is the reason why I said in the beginning of the video that I used to be for a long time a bigger, more frequent console gamer, and now that I am more of a more frequent PC gamer, because it is really that even if you don't think about it, it's really more convenient to just do computer work, whether you're browsing on the internet, watching YouTube videos, and then go click off the screen and start up Steam or Origin to bring up a PC game, compared to like turning off the PC and switching over to consoles, which isn't bad, but with PC gaming, it is more convenient that way to have everything done on one device. And with that said and done, this has been my history with PC gaming up until this point. I hope if you made it this far into the video, I hope you've enjoyed, even though I am once again out of practice with this type of freestyle commentary, even with notes that I'm reading off of on screen. I've been working on this for years and I still can't get that much better. But anyways, hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below, and feel free to share some of your history with PC gaming. Versatile Element signing out, and I shall see you in the next one.